Got your heart with me. I pull it slow with me. Saint Laurent on board my feet. All this jewelry, they gon' notice me.
One game for the right to go to the NBA Finals. It is Game 7, and it's the Western Conference Finals on EA Sports. We are at Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. Tonight, it's the LA Lakers taking on the Denver Nuggets. Along with Jay Williams, I'm Ed Cohen. Jay, you look at the Lakers coming in. They have the home court here, always crucial in a Game 7, with the winner moving on to the NBA Finals.
Now look, I think both teams are worthy of going to the NBA Finals. But the reality is that only one team will prevail this evening. And the way this series has gone so far, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes all the way down to the final shot.
The Nuggets have the possession. Has a look. Unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
Man, why do I feel like Canadians are really taking over the NBA? Kitchener's finest, Jamal Murray, is really coming into his own as a player. There was so much confusion his first year. Am I a 1? Am I a 2? And now I see a kid who is just Jamal Murray. He doesn't care what position he is. But when the ball is in his hands, there's no doubt about it. He is built for the big-time moments. And he's a scorer, an elite scorer, that can make everybody else around him better.
Ball to James. Inside, he scores.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
Denver ball right now. The screen sets him up for 2.
As a team, when you establish your dominance in the paint early, it's critical to your offense because it eventually opens up the perimeter down the stretch.
Ball to Kyle Kuzma. Scores from the post.
I get tired of hearing guys say, I was there, I contested a shot, I pretty much had a hand in his face. Well, no, you have to change up the game. If a guy is right-handed, he is right eye dominant. Get that hand over his right eye, block his vision. That'll enhance his chances of missing the shot.
Ah, you've got to get that one to go.
Because he had no body control. You have to be able to...
Flushes down the slam. Jay, what makes LeBron so special on the offensive end?
Well, first and foremost, look at that frame. 6'9", 265 pounds with the agilities of a guard. He can blow by you. If he dips that shoulder, there's no way. There is nobody in the NBA that can guard that man one-on-one.
Has a chance. Knocks it down from mid-range.
Jamal Murray, I got to give credit to him. I didn't know if I saw this on draft night, but he's made a ton of strides here in his second season, averaging nearly 17 points a game. This kid has that mental moxie.
Ball goes to the left side. Kyle Kuzma, where's the chatter? No one was even close to him.
Just like Linsanity in New York. Kuzmania took LA by storm his rookie year. There's no doubt he has crazy talent, but it's his heart that endears him to the fans and his teammates. Even though he was drafted late in the first round, Kyle Kuzma is the one.
James. Using the post to his advantage there and the finish at the rim.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
Nuggets with the basketball. Drive by Murray, but he can't finish.
And a lot of times in this league, teams take days off. But if this defense keeps maintaining that style of pace defensively, this is going to be a dogfight.
To James. JaVale McGee to Ball. Here's a chance from long range. His first effort off the mark. to Jokic. Working it outside. Murray's shot won't fall. Lakers at the controls right now to Kyle Kuzma. Ball to James. With a drop step. Shot from in close, no good.
It's so important to instill confidence in your best player. I know he missed a shot earlier, but that doesn't mean that you can't run the same exact play and let him prove he's a player he thinks he is, and we all know he is.
15-footer at the buzzer. It's good to beat the buzzer. He got it off just in time to count the basket, and they're back within striking distance at the end of the first quarter. On to the second quarter. Neither team sees control in the first. Some interesting things, though, certainly on display.
Yeah, both teams have came out. They play with great energy, and they've also done an excellent job of establishing their own tempo. They have to make sure they have to push through that and do more of that in the second quarter.
It's a one-point game as we get rolling once again here in the second quarter. Got a piece of it.
Jumping out the gym right now, Ed.
Great anticipation. And watch him do the rest. Slam dunk.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. Los Angeles has the basketball. James. Down for McGee. Rondo. Rondo off the mark. Porter. Here comes the screen. Porter. Trying to cash in. Add 2 points to the board.
You know, 2 years ago, it was not even a question that Michael Porter Jr. would have been the first pick taken in the draft. Due to a back injury that he suffered at Mizzou, he went on to be the 14th pick with the Denver Nuggets. But if he remains healthy and can sustain being healthy, he is a franchise-altering talent.
James. Fires the three. Hauled in by James. LBJ has it. Here comes the screen. James. To Beasley. From long range. He's been waiting a long time for that one to go down.
It is extremely prevalent right now for three-point shooters because of the skill set at every position is that versatile. Even your 5s and 4s can knock down threes at a high clip.
It's a world of great three-point shooters and great three-point shooting teams. Changes coming from both sides right now. Thomas to Will Barton. Able to convert inside.
Okay, that's all right. You take your lumps and you move on. You did exactly what the game plan was defensively to guard a player like that.
Fine to shoot. Ball to Caldwell Pope. Beyond the arc for three. Not done yet. And a putback slam.
You hear a lot of talk about Donovan Mitchell, but Kyle Kuzma is probably one of the biggest surprises in the draft last year. Averaging around 16 points per game and became an all-rookie first team after being drafted 27th overall.
Nothing going here on that drive. Thomas unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
From somebody who loves to score a lot himself. Defensively, if you are guarding me in a parallel position, I can have whatever I want when I want. You have to force this guy to go one direction, make him go towards his weak hand, and then contest that shot.
Nothing going here on that drive. Thomas across the timeline. Lead is 2. Shot by Thomas misses. Here comes the screen. Nothing going here on that drive. McGee powers it through.
I don't think I could do that on a 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. Denver's got it. Thomas to Will Barton. Thomas. It's LeBron with the rebound. To Caldwell Pope. To Kyle Kuzma. Caldwell Pope. Throws it down. Now the Nuggets signaling for timeout as they'll make sure they're aligned here in a 2-point ball game. Mike Malone wants some reinforcements. New personnel onto the floor. Thomas to Porter. For 3, it's good. Coach wants to see more from his D.
Ooh, that confidence level is so superior. Whenever you start jogging back on defense before the ball even goes through the net, that speaks for itself.
Nothing going here on that drive. James to Caldwell Pope. Leaving no doubt. Slams it down.
It's so amazing when you get a chance to see a player in his own space. It's almost as if the defense doesn't exist. He can go left, he can go right, he can attack. He's playing on that court by himself.
We are at halftime in Game 7. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando as we go from Jay to Jalen. It's Jalen Rose with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Back to the second half. I'll see you after the game.
Nuggets have the possession. To Millsap. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Ed, sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
James into the front court. His guys trail now by 4. Caldwell Pope to James. Fires the 3. That's what the King does. James, the quick catch and shoot there for 3.
It just seems like everybody's getting more touches. I'm not saying who, but it seemed like the ball stopped in a certain player's hands, which forced the defense to become stagnant.
Millsap. Oh, with the foul. And a chance coming up at the line.
I'm watching the coach's reaction right now, and I'll tell you, he's not going to be happy about that. The game comes down to the micro details. That wasn't a part of the plan right there.
First one goes down. Two for 2 on that trip. Lakers ball. Whoa! What a finish!
It's not every day that you see a 6'9", 265-pound freight train coming down the lane. You probably want to step out of the way.
Murray with the basketball. His team up by 1 to Will Barton. Screen coming. Barton. To Millsap. Shot by Millsap won't go.
Ed, the game is so different. In today's NBA, defenders are longer, quicker, and more athletic than we've ever seen before. So offensively, as a shooter, you either have to be able to create more space off the dribble for your shot or have a much faster release. Ideally, you have both in your arsenal.
Murray into the front court. His guys now trailing by a point. Nothing going here on that drive. Here comes the screen. To Jokic. Shot from the lane won't go. Los Angeles, they have it. Caldwell Pope to Kyle Kuzma. Picked up by the Nuggets. To Jokic. Millsap. James with the board. Ball with it up top. Leads 1. Here comes the screen. Ball down for McGee. And look out. Big finish at the rim.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the rim.
Murray into the front court. Looking to make something happen. To Millsap. To Jokic. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
It's James controlling the offense. JaVale McGee to Ball. Probing the defense. James. From the painted area, won't go down.
What happened is he didn't balance himself off the defender. He didn't initiate contact. He allowed the contact to initiate him. We could break that down later in the broadcast, but that's why he missed that easy chipping.
To Kyle Kuzma. JaVale McGee. Caldwell Pope. And the rebound belongs to Denver. Murray with it. Game's all tied in the final minute here in the third. And that's going to get out of bounds. Off a Laker. It remains Nuggets basketball. Some lineup changes now for both clubs. Porter. Thomas. It's no good. Shots not going down. LeBron into the front court. Tie game, third quarter. Inside, he scores. The maturity of one of the game's greatest on full display.
Yeah, LeBron James still proving that he can get up there with the highest of the high. But still, I love the fact that he recognizes less is more now. LeBron James 2007, every play is a dunk. Now it just happens once in a while. Enjoy the greatness.
LBJ. Lakers down to 4 on the shot clock. To James. Just inside the arc. At the buzzer. 3 quarters down. The fourth quarter coming up. The Lakers have the lead. It's been a compelling game so far. The fourth quarter is underway. LBJ with it. Down for McGee. The jumper's off the mark. Murray with the basketball. His guys find themselves trailing by a bucket. Here comes the screen. The screen sets him up for two.
Underutilized, underutilized, underutilized. Am I getting my point across? Let's see more of that.
Ball into the front court. All tied up, just underway in this fourth quarter. Down for McGee. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
That's the intensity you need to see. Whenever a player running back on defense after a dunk like that holds the inside of his forearm, it lets you know how hard he dunked that basketball.
To James. No good.
Yo, big kudos to the defender. It seems like his mere presence in the paint was enough to make the offensive player miss the shot before he even got off the ground.
Millsap. Jamal Murray. The shot by Murray, no good. To Ball. James, down for McGee. And finishes strong.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
It's Denver's ball. It's Isaiah Thomas. Doesn't get the bounce.
You know, Ed, everybody gives so much credit to the guy who contested the shot, but there's no way he's in that position without the communication of the backbone of the defense. When you have a guy back there who can block shots and tells you to apply more pressure, you know you're in a safe place.
Ball to James. Shot clock's at 5. Down to 4. Layup's good. That's as high percentage as it gets.
This offseason, I heard so many voices, even that of the great Shaquille O'Neal, talking about how LBJ needed to submit his own legacy. Well, for LeBron, it's not about chasing external accolades. It's about hunting your own legacy, and that's to be the greatest of all time.
Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. To Jokic. Down low for Harris. Stuffs it down with authority.
Sometimes when the players find that flow, nobody else needs to touch the ball. He's in the zone by himself.
LeBron James with the rock. To Caldwell Pope. Five to shoot for Los Angeles. Shot clock violation. Time to shuffle things up. It goes down.
And the Nuggets really need GH to be one of their primary offensive scorers. He's really responded to that challenge as well. Up to 17.5 points per game, and you finally see the game slowing down for the young player.
Ball works it up top. To James. Here comes the screen. James. With a drop step. McGee's shot misses.
We call some of these players practice players. You know, the guys that make 5 out of 10 shots in practice, but then all of a sudden they're not gamers because then they're making 1 of 10. That's exactly what you want him to do. You want him to take those kind of shots.
No good. Oh, it looked like he may have gotten him there.
Seems like a lot of contact on that play. If I were that player, I would pull the ref over to the side, talk to him, express to him how much contact there was so he could look for that same foul call potentially the next time down the court.
To Jokic. To Will Barton. Millsap. Denver with 4 to shoot. 4-3. Good contest. Barton misses. To Caldwell Pope. To James. Down to 5 on the 24. James, and he scores on the step back. Now a whistle and a timeout for Denver. They'll need a quick shot and then likely a quick foul in what is now a 2-possession game. Down Broadway, 4-2.
For a smaller player, you have to be more creative with your imagination when you finish with those shots around the rim. For the audience, that may look difficult, but for the player himself, that's what they practice every single day.
The Lakers get the victory. No question about it. Every win's important come playoff time. For my partner Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been the NBA Playoffs on EA Sports. Find out more at EASports.com. Until next time, good night.
Hey everyone, it's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Lakers made it official with today's emotional win. They'll be the ones representing the Western Conference in the NBA Finals. They'll also be the ones celebrating in the locker room for a long time tonight. The Lakers can point to these guys for their scoring output. The Nuggets. We're hoping for a different postseason future. But now it's about what-ifs of the past. The reality of the offseason is now upon them. The Nuggets relied on these guys for their scoring here today.
Game track. 3-point shooting.
Each of these teams were solid with their long-range shooting. So by extension, they were pretty poor with their perimeter defense. Closing out on shooters must always happen, whether you're tired or not.
Player of the game.
LeBron James could not have been more impressive in this game. The way he scored the basketball looked like he was playing with kids in high school.
Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have their off nights. Today was just one of those days for this guy. We handpicked them for you. Here are the top plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
And that does it for our post-game wrap-up. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. Thanks for joining us.